In Hollywood, success and failure balance on a tightrope. The stories of 14 actors serve as cautionary tales, showcasing roles that derailed their careers. Ill-fated choices cast shadows on the silver screen, leading these talents into unforeseen territory. Join us as we uncover the narratives behind these pivotal roles, revealing the highs, lows, and critical moments that forever altered these actors' destinies. Elizabeth Berkeley was born on July 28, 1972, in Farmington Hills, Michigan. She gained fame for her role as Jessie Spano in the popular TV series Saved by the Bell, which aired from 1989 to 1993. Berkeley's character was known for her academic prowess and activism. The film was Showgirls, which garnered a Rotten Tomatoes score of 23%. Not only did the NC-17 film tank, but Berkeley's performance was panned, causing Berkeley's career to flounder just as soon as it had begun. Berkeley continued to work in film for the next decade or so, but her career never quite recovered.
I kind of always thought like, oh, it would be fun to do some sketch comedy someday or and see how you feel. And I loved, obviously, as a producer as well on the show, just being...
Sophia Coppola, born on May 14, 1971, in New York City, is an American filmmaker, screenwriter, and producer. She is the daughter of renowned filmmaker Francis Ford Coppola. Sophia began her career in the film industry as an actress, with notable roles in her father's films such as The Godfather, Party I 1990. While the third installment in Coppola's Oscar-winning series failed to measure up to the first two, there was one factor that garnered more negative attention than anything else in the film: Coppola's performance. Coppola's performance was so panned that she was even accused of coming close to wrecking the movie. The backlash was so intense that Coppola's acting career quickly ended.
Our household we had this, very charismatic, powerful man, and the idea of like we were my own person and not just dismissed like, oh, it's the daughter of, and I think people don't realize that now.
Austin Powers. Mike Myers, the Canadian actor, comedian, writer, producer, and director, was born on May 25, 1963, in Scarborough, Ontario. After rising to fame through CNL, Wayne's World, and the Austin Powers series, Myers voiced the titular character in Shrek and became famous to a whole new generation. But post-Shrek, his career took a sharp nosedive. The third Austin Powers was a notable decline from the first two, and then he starred as the eponymous Cat in the Hat. Myers' character was more creepy than fun, and the film had little plot to speak of. Myers' career continued to flounder as the Shrek franchise declined, but the nail in the coffin for Myers' film career was The Love Guru. Film critic Robert Ebert wrote, "Myers has made some funny movies, but this film could have been written on toilet walls by callow adolescents."
Fantastic experiences. I was super sad when it was over.
Yeah.
And it was just everybody up any of his time, so he'd be like, do you live in New York? And I'd be like, yeah, I live in New York.
Dana Carvey, born on June 2, 1955, in Missoula, Montana, is an American actor and stand-up comedian. Carvey rose to fame as a cast member on Saturday Night Live, ISL, in the late 1980s, where he became known for his memorable characters and impressions. While Mike Myers had his share of failures post-NL, none of his flops measured up to Carvey's Master in Disguise, which received a whopping 1 Rotten Tomatoes. Roger Ebert called the film a desperate miscalculation and compared it to a party guest who thinks he is funny and is wrong. While Carvey claimed to have stepped away from Hollywood for his kids, it's hard to believe the film. And its suggestion that Carvey's comedy didn't translate well to film didn't have at least something to do with it.
Harder to pee now? Is there a chemical leak in the building or something? It sort of hurts and but anyway, state now, it's really alarming. But you know who doesn't seem worried about this? This is weird, monkeys.
Batman's Robin was so poorly received that director Joel Schumacher even apologized for it, and its own star, George Clooney, called the film terrible. But the biggest casualty of the film was not Schumacher or Clooney, but Alicia Silverstone, who played Batgirl. Silverstone, who had risen to fame a few years prior in Clueless, won a Razzie for her performance, and the role is often described as having ruined her career. However, it does seem that Silverstone made a conscious effort to leave Hollywood as a result of Batman Robin, instead of the film actively ending her career for her.
And at the time, when her husband grabs her arm and says, "You will put your head down and you will do as I to find a way to survive." And in that time, it was very difficult for women.
Taylor Lautner was born on February 11, 1992, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. He gained widespread fame for his role as Jacob Black in the Twilight film series. He was already a Hollywood heartthrob, and while he may not have had the Oscar-worthy silver indie Batman so Robin was so poorly received that director Joel Schumacher even apologized for it, and its own star, George Clooney, called the film terrible. But the biggest casualty of the film was not Schumacher or Clooney, but Alicia Silverstone, who played Batgirl. Silverstone, who had risen to fame a few years prior in Clueless, won a Razzie for her performance, and the role is often described as having ruined her career. However, it does seem that Silverstone made a conscious effort to leave Hollywood as a result of Batman Robin, instead of the film actively ending her career for her.
We did it at a place we loved, little wine country, pretty close to our passion about mental health. And the podcast is a mental health-based podcast.
Rachael Leigh Cook, born on October 4, 1979, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, is an American actress and producer. She rose to prominence in the late 1990s after starring in the film She's All That. Rachael Leigh Cook also seemed poised to hold onto her breakout teenage stardom post She's All That, but then her next big film, Josie and the Pussycats, famously flopped. Cook herself has said that she felt like she was put in movie jail after its lack of success, and that her options began to dry, even when it came to indie films. While Cook was able to transition to TV, her fame slowly dwindled until she was doing direct-to-video and Hallmark projects that failed to live up to the career she seemed destined for as a teenager.
None of the Marianne outfits. Marianne Allhart, not group, who is everyone's sort of shared nemesis, and they sort of collaborated on it together. And I remember that one of the red dresses...
Taylor Kitsch was born on April 8, 1981 in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. He is a Canadian actor and model known for his roles in various television series and films. Cast as the star of massive Disney blockbuster John Carter, Kitsch seemed like he'd hit the Hollywood jackpot. Instead, John Carter became one of the largest box office failures of all time, followed quickly by Battleship, which didn't fare as terribly but was certainly no hit. While Kitsch has continued to work in Hollywood, his chances as an A-lister blockbuster star seemed forever dashed.
Is Reese's best friend, a SEAL that he went through, Bud's training, everything, more or less. And there is a duplicitous line that we walk, which it was quite seamless, this brotherhood that we have. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of laughs.
Sincere thanks to all the loyal viewers who have watched this entire video. If you enjoyed this content and would like to show your support, please click the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your friends. Your support truly means a lot to us. Stay tuned for more interesting Then and Now stories coming soon. Until next time.